Do you have a business app I can put on my phone? How about a progressive web app? What is a progressive web app? A progressive web application, PWA, is a mobile web page that acts and feels like regular native app. Like all apps, PWA can be accessed via the home screen of any smartphone. PWA also share many of the same functionalities of native apps and provide a nearly identical user experience. What is the difference between a web app and a progressive web app? Although a progressive web app uses similar technologies as used by web apps like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, etc., it provides the user experience of a native app. Further, unlike web apps, a PWA can use the majority of device features like push notifications regardless of the web browser used. What are some examples of progressive web apps? Many leading businesses, including Starbucks, the Financial Times, and Pinterest, have built a PWA and reported a considerable increase in user engagement. PWA technologies can help companies gain up to 12 times more users. Some PWA solutions require up to 300 times less storage than native apps. Is a progressive web app a mobile app? While native apps are written to run on mobile devices, PWA are written to run inside a web browser. Native apps are developed with the programming languages of each platform, Objective-C and Swift for iOS and Java for Android, whereas PWA uses HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Why do we need a progressive web app? PWAs support the majority of the modern browser with newer capabilities. The responsiveness of PWA makes them fit and display well on mobile phones, tablets, laptops, and desktops. That means, once you build a PWA, you don't need to worry about what browsers or devices users use. How much does it cost to build a progressive web app? The studies from the web points out that the average cost of a simple progressive web app, PWA, is between $1,000 to $10,000. The average complexity app cost is between $10,000 and $25,000. A complex and feature-rich progressive web app may cost from $25,000 to $50,000 and more. Let's dive in. Are progressive web apps worth it? PWA are useful for testing a minimum viable product because they allow for a rapid and often less expensive development scope. PWA are the path of least resistance for most developers, since you don't have to hire separate teams of iOS and Android developers. Should I build an app or progressive web app? If you're still early and want to ship quickly or get initial traction, PWA may be the right choice for you. The native approach requires dedicated development teams for launching Android and iOS apps. Plus, the approval part from app stores can take more time than expected. How much does it cost to keep an app on the App Store? To put anything in the iOS App Store, you have to be a registered developer and pay the $99, regardless of how much you spend creating your app. How much does it cost to deploy an app? Even though other alternative stores exist, Google Play is the Android App Store, the main platform to distribute an Android app. In order to publish your app on the Google Play Store, it is mandatory to create a Google developer account. The registration fee is a one-time payment of $25. For conventional businesses, you heard the facts. But there is another way to get your business app native Android, iPhone, or progressive web app, and we have the solution. 7-day turnover, one-time fee. We host and update your app, analytics and messaging free for 1 year. We also include advertising through syndication and additional bonuses. Call us today to qualify for our daily special.